guess what came in today? Hey everybody, it's Kenny Conklin from HobbyLinkInternational.com and welcome to another YouTube review. Today we're going to be checking out the 1/350 scale USS Grissom from Polar Lights. It's a brand new kit, checking it out, see how it is. I don't know why everybody was so excited about this kit, but if you guys are excited, hot damn, I'm excited about this kit too, and we're going to check it out and see what's going on. But to tell you the truth, I'd really be excited if there was a 1/350 scale Reliant. So do me a favor, if you're interested in that kit, throw it in the comments below. Maybe we can persuade Polar Lights to finally come out with that kit, because I know a lot of people want it. If you haven't seen behind me either, there goes our Grissom board. Go to shop.hobbylinkinternational.com to grab yours now. I think there's only 4 left, so before they're gone, grab it, and then we're going to have to restock. But enough about that. Let's get over to the bench and check this kit out. So it's time to take a look at the new release of the USS Grissom NCC 638 from Polar Lights in 1/350 scale. The typical box from Polar Lights with the newer schematics on it. I'm looking at this picture here. I'm looking at this picture up here in the corner, and that's definitely Captain Kirk. Me personally, I think Captain JT Esteban should have been over here, especially since he died captaining the ship instead of Kirk. I think you honor the captain that went down with the ship, but you know what? It's no big deal. But I would have preferred to see Captain JT Esteban over here. Would have been cool. Whoever did the build-up did a pretty nice build-up on the kit. The LEDs are definitely just way out of scale for this kit that they used, but that's no big deal. They're just gigantic. So, but it does look like a nice ship. They got a little quote on the side from Admiral Eric Pressman. Then they got another picture of the Grissom over here. On the sides, I'm not going to be able to get those for you. It's just pictures of the Grissom on that side. And then on this side, you have another picture of the Grissom. It says it includes the dome base. Then it shows you all of the ships that you can make because the decals are included inside. Sorry if the light's a little dim. I wanted to keep the lights off from shining onto the package for you. We'll get better lighting once we look at the pieces. Then on the back is a bunch of pictures. It has authentic detailing throughout, optional rear details, complete decal placement guide, a few more pictures. The ship comes out to be 13 3/4 inches long. Optional Star Trek, the Next Generation pennants and registries are included in the kit. The kit has 79 parts. Box is nice. Can't say really too much about the box, but the box is nice. Let's open this guy. Pull this back a little bit, and then once we got it pulled back, we'll get the lighting on here. Oh, the box is nice and tight. Okay. Got a little cardboard in the middle to make sure that it stays secure, and then it has all of our pieces in here. I'm going to take the pieces out, and we're going to show you one more thing on the side here. Okay, this is the side of the box. It shows you decal placement. Mirror decal placement is the star or the asterisk over there. That means it's just going to be on the other side. And then it tells you over here, decals 22 to 31 are used only for Star Trek the Next Generation versions. So make sure you're paying attention to which ones you're not going to use. So like 28 here, 26, 26, you're not going to use those there. And then there's a few more over here that you're not going to use. You also have decal placement across the other side of the box. And then on this side of the box, you have more decal placement. And the final side of the box, you have decal placement and also color call outs. So as usual, the first thing we'll take a look at is the instruction sheet, assembly instructions, general assembly, glue assembly. It just goes through basic stuff for building the model. Then it goes from building the saucer section into the main body, the science probe portion, nacelles. So that's 10 steps there. And then 11, 12, it's total of 14 steps. 14th step is actually just putting it onto the rod and onto the base. So there's not a lot of parts. There's not a lot of steps to building this ship, so it should be a nice quick build depending on how in-depth you go with the build and painting and all that other good stuff. Seeing as though this is a simple fold-out, I'm going to tell you the truth, I really don't like the decal call out on the box. That's a pain in the neck. Then I have to try to have the box or cut the box up and pin it to the wall, which I'm not pinning anything to my wall. It's a lot simpler to make one more sheet, tuck it in here, and then you can see where the decals go. The other problem is, I'm going to show you on the side of the box. The other problem with these decals is if you're looking and you notice 19, 5, 18, doesn't matter what number you're looking at, it's just pointing at the rim of the saucer section. It's not really pointing to where the decals are going. So you really got to look at the pictures and see where they're going instead of having these lines directly going to where they should be going. they're not there. And it's the same thing on the back. They're really not pointing to exactly where these should go. So I don't like this method of putting the decals on the box. It would be a lot better and a lot more simpler for the builder to have it within the instructions. Just one more sheet tucked in here, or even a separate sheet tucked into the box. Next up, let's take a look at the decals of this kit. Also, by the way, this kit was not provided by any company or any shop. This was bought by Hobby Link International for a build-up and also to check out the kit and show it to you guys. Has the nice protective sheet in there. The decal sheet looks very nice. I'm trying to see, they don't look too thick or anything like that. The color is very, very nice on here. They got the pendants. They have the different classes of ship here, or I should say the different registries for the ship here in different colors. They got a couple in black. The Grissom's in black, and these look like they're blue or navy blue. These decals here are for panel lines on the nacelle. There are no panel lines, but we'll get to that. They got the pendants for the next generation ship. You got your red one just for the Grissom. A couple airlocks here, more pendants, more name classes, your sensor bands. All of these are for basically like the lip of the ship. You'll see that in the well, you won't see that in the instructions. It's actually on the side of the box, and that's what I'm saying. Much better if it would be in the instruction sheet. And then a few more decals, but they look nicely printed. There's really not a lot of little decals that you see on other Star Trek ships. The problem with the Grissom is there's not really a lot of reference material out there, and what we can get out of the movie, you really can't see that much of the outside of the ship. I don't know if Jerry from HDA Model Works is going to be making a new set of decals for these with more decals, if he can find some more reference, but if he does, I'll definitely pick those up and use those and then put these on the side. But these look really nice. No complaints on these either. The color is really, really crisp. And as usual, it comes with the dome base from Polar Lights. I know everybody likes these. This is the smaller dome base, and it comes with a solid rod in here. This is not hollow, so if you're deciding to light up your ship, you're going to have to change that out unless you use a switch or something like that in the body of the ship, and then you're just going to use the pole without it. I'll be using a hollow brass rod. This way I can bring my wires down into the base. So Boyd, you got another one of these coming. Next up, we're going to take a look at the clear parts, which there are a lot of clear parts in this kit. The dome on the saucer is just full of windows, so that'll be lit up pretty nicely. Let's take a look and see. These are going to be hard, very, very hard to see on camera. So you got tons and tons of windows over here. I know these little guys here, they go on the back of the flat section of the ship. I'm not exactly sure what these are called, but they are clear, so this way they could be lit up. You got tons of windows. This is probably right there. That one is, this clear one here is probably for the impulse engines, and then everything else is a clear window. They all have little nubs on the side, which is no big deal. You could take those off. And it looks like these over here are all the points for our strobes and our navigational lights, which are cool. This way you can get an LED right up behind those, but we'll see how that works. Might switch these out for some of the resin that you cure with the flashlight, so we'll see about that. But very nice, they're very clear. I'll probably throw some future on them just to get them a little bit clearer. At least we'll be able to paint up the saucer section without having to worry about the windows. You can pop these in second if you want to, which is a very nice deal. Very nice job. The next package is going to be the bottom half of the ship. The science sensors, I'm pretty sure, is what's in the bottom half of the ship. It's all sensors and stuff like that. I don't think it's any living quarters or anything like that. My God, the gates on these things are thick. That's some thick plastic. For you guys that make sprue goo, you'll definitely have a good time with this. So let's move this one out of the way so we could take a look at the bottom of the ship. All your holes for lighting, I can see already, are already pre-drilled. Here, 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 at the aft end and at the bow of the ship. Very nice clean casting. The lines are very nicely done in here. Looks like the ship really doesn't have that much detail to it. Remembering from what I remember in the movie, that didn't have that much detail either. The nice thing is there's no nacelles or anything to light up. It'll be very basic lighting for this kit. And don't forget, you can grab our board at shop.hobbylinkinternational.com if you want to light this ship up. Our board is timed Well, the navigation don't blink, and it's timed for the strobe lights on this kit right to the movie, so you'll be good to go on that. The bottom half only has 3 parts, the left, the right, and the top, which is nice, and it looks like you'll probably just have 1 part back here and 1 part here. So the main portion is just 3 parts. Has nice recessed panel lines. Throw a nice wash in there, those will bring that out. So that looks really good. And here we go with more parts to the ship. These are the pylons that'll go together. Here's our dome and here's our bridge, and you can see how many little holes are in here for lighting. And for the little windows they made, this is awesome that they cut those all out and we could just pop windows in there. It'll look really cool. Very tiny windows, but that's an excellent job that that's all done up for us already. Then we also have another part to the bottom of the ship, and then this is to the back flat end of the ship over here. Pull that back a little bit for you. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be lit up or not. That's open. I gotta watch the movie again. If that's not lit up, we'll just fill those in and close them up. I don't see any injector pin marks or anything like that, and if there are injector pin marks, they're all on the back side, so you don't have to worry about that. Very nice, and again, very thick, very, very thick sprue. So again, you guys that make the sprue goo are gonna be very, very happy with that. And then this is the last package, so we only had 3 packages of parts. Not a huge kit, not a hard kit. So let's see what we got in this one. And here we go. We have the nacelles here, nacelles here. We have that big flat section of the ship over here. They got a nice open hole in the middle, so that'll probably prove very well to go through the body to bring your wires through and then out to the base for your wiring. They have for your, I'm pretty sure it was the navigation lights up front. Now these holes, I've seen a few pictures of builds online and everything like that. These just look ridiculously big. I don't think they're gonna be that big, so probably what I'll do is I'll fill this in with some styrene and go with a lot smaller light than that. That just looks ridiculously gigantic. Some of the clear parts are going to go back here. I got to see how big those are. Hopefully we don't have to do much with that, and we only have to take care of these big holes up here, because from what we saw in the movie, I don't remember them being that big. This little piece in here, not sure what it's called, but that has very nice detail. It actually looks like, and I guarantee it is that they used Jeep parts or World War II German wheels or something like that, because that's exactly what these look like, and I bet you that's what they used when they were making this ship for the movie. Just throwing some parts in there. I'm trying to figure out to see if there's any other parts that we recognize. With the Grissom, this is probably going to be a pretty plain paint job. If you're doing the Grissom, if you're doing it for the next generation, I think you'll have a little more Aztecing on there. Definitely a little more patterns, and just remember, be careful with those decal placements. Okay, if you notice on the sides of the nacelles, there's no detail whatsoever over here, and that's why they made the decals to put in the panel lines over here. I wish there were real panel lines in there. I may try with the Cricut to make the same pattern on the decals, and then put the pattern on here and score those in and have detail like on the top. This is definitely nicely recessed detail where we could put a wash in that and that'll pop. So that's really nice. Everything's really crisp and clear. I only saw one little piece of flash, and that was only on the sprue gates. That doesn't bother us at all. Doesn't mean anything to us. Now let's see about the last pieces of this ship. And on the last sprue, we have the bottom half of the ship, the flat portion here. We have another little dome underneath with a bunch of little windows over here, and the strobe or the beacon over here is definitely nice and small, how it should be, and I think on the top too. So on the box art, I don't know why their lights are so big. But you have the rest of the nacelles over here. Everything's crisp. Again, this is a brand new tool, so if you're interested in this ship before it gets made over and over and over, these are going to be the best castings that you're going to get if you get the first runs of the ship. This is really, really nicely done. It's definitely an interesting ship. So I'm going to pack this up and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. So my friends, that's a quick look at the USS Grissom from Polar Lights in 1/350 scale. What do I think about the kit? I think the price point isn't bad. It's a new tool. It's very nicely done. Like I said, if you really want this kit, I would grab them on their first run. It's a small kit. The only things are that I've seen were the big lights at the front, but there may be pieces that go in there that I didn't see, which make the lights smaller. So if those are there, that's no big deal. If they aren't there, then you get yourself some sheet styrene, fill those in, make them the correct size. Not really a big thing. The only big gripe that I have is I don't like how the decals are done on the inside of the box. give us, the customer, better decal instructions, especially where the lines are pointing. You can't tell what's what on the kit, and you're really going to have to look at the pictures instead of following those directions. I don't think it would be that much cost prohibitive to make those onto a piece of paper and let us see what they are. Me personally, I wasn't a fan of the Grissom. I'm a fan of Star Trek, so this is good to add into my stash and add to the Star Trek. We're going to be building this one up. But if you are interested, I know we've all been asking for it for a long time. If Polar Lights can come out with a 1/1000 scale Reliant, they could come out with a 1/350 scale Reliant. All of us been asking for it for a long time, so make sure you throw that in the comments just in case anybody's watching and takes a look at it. And if we have hundreds and hundreds of comments that say we want a Reliant, hopefully we'll get that sooner than later. But overall, I would definitely give this kit 8.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10. The kit itself, I like. So I would give that a high rating. I'd go 10 out of 10 with this because it's so beautifully done. But then again, I have a first run kit. We're not worried about flash or parts not mating up or anything like that. But we're really not going to find out about that until we build the kit. So look forward to a build of this kit. And that's it for this one, guys. Well, that's it for this review of the USS Grissom from Polar Lights in 1/350 scale. Overall, it's a decent kit. It has a few deficiencies that we're going to have to take care of as modelers, but that always happens with every model. Not everything is perfect. So it's a decent size. You'll have a good time with this kit. If you're interested in this kit, go out and pick it up. And also, don't forget, go out and pick up that lighting board so you can light up your kit. I hope everybody has a great night. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves and your families out there. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.